Hello, hello. Welcome to Maryland Cannabis Live. I am Keisha. I'm your host. I'm the CEO of Explore Maryland Cannabis, a community builder. I'm super excited to bring you this version of Maryland Cannabis Live today on Friday, March 18th. So, this may look a little bit differently since we've been changing up different styles over the last couple of weeks. So, today we're presenting this in premiere form. So, you can go ahead and watch live with us, and we'll be communicating with you in the chat and in the comment section about all of the things that we have to discuss today. And there are a lot of things. Let us know at the end of this if you enjoy this style of presentation, and we'll be sure to incorporate it as we get the nuts and bolts together for getting this done. So, I'm looking around for my glasses, my fancy glasses, and of course, we'll go ahead and get started. So, if you're wondering where you are, this is Maryland Cannabis Live. Every week, we come to you live on Fridays at 11 o'clock on YouTube to talk about cannabis and community, specifically in Maryland. If you're not familiar with who we are, Explore Maryland Cannabis, our main goal is to provide pathways to cannabis. We do that in two very distinct ways. One, we do it through education and access. We host events. We put on different programming just like this to keep you up to date and informed about what's going on in Maryland Cannabis because, y'all, it's a lot. It's only March. So just stay tuned to what's going on. Tune into us every Friday and go ahead and hop in those pathways as it relates to cannabis. So let's talk about what type of pathways we open up. First things first, we are blessed. We are honored to be able to usher folks into the cannabis workforce space because we know that cannabis is a booming economy, right? Industry, we've gone past industry. We are an economy. The last toll for jobs in 2021 is that full-time jobs have surpassed over 500,000, right? Over 500,000 jobs in this space. And that's not counting what that will look like when adult use comes to a market like Maryland, or even just as legalization spreads throughout this country. So workforce is important. We hope to bring those solutions to those who are looking to transition and pivot into the cannabis workforce, and then also provide information and updates for those who are actually in the space and want to grow and stay employable. We like to help folks get employable and stay employable, which is why last year we launched the Cannabis Workforce Initiative, because we believe that everybody that wants to get into this space can get into this space. No purchase necessary. All right, we're going to go ahead and hop into the news you should know for March 2022, this week of March 2022. First things first, it's Women's History Month. So shout out to the women's who are running things in the space, in the cannabis space. We have been super honored to be able to gather interviews from some of our leaders and some of the folks who make our ecosystem work here in Maryland. This is just a few of those leaders. You can tune into our podcast, Passport to Maryland Cannabis Podcast, where we drop episodes every week. Wednesdays, every other Wednesday is workforce. Every other Thursday is interviews. So every week you'll get something fresh off the press from us as it relates to Maryland Cannabis. So go ahead and tap in. And while you're tapping in, go ahead and check out these past episodes because dope women doing dope things. Our next segment is our news, and our news you can use is from our friends at the Outlaw Report. So the Outlaw Report is a local journalism startup that is putting together all of the work that's happening in our region, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, as it relates to cannabis. Now, there's a lot of things that happens, and we are just super blessed to be able to be a connector for all of those. The Outlaw Report dropped a study, they dropped a story this week around the support rising for legalization. You can go to their website and check that out, and we'll be sure to drop the link to that in the description box and in the comments. So as you're watching live, you can go ahead and click that link and check that story out. As we talk a bit about legalization, this is a bit of a small screenshot of some of the bills to watch. If you don't know, Crossover Day is coming up. I want to confirm that date. So, for my folks who are running in the advocacy space, can you confirm that date? Because when I went to check the Maryland General Assembly website, the calendar was down. But I know that Crossover Day, which for those who don't know, it is the absolute last possible merging of the bills between the House and the Senate. And it's like a bit of a last Hail Mary effort for folks to garner support as we move towards, getting bills out of the House and getting bills out of the Senate and getting, full comprehensive, legislation that is then debated at the end of the session and then placed, hopefully, on the ballots in November or enacted by the sign of a pen. So we've got a few different bills that are coming up. We've got some that have already had hearings. So like I said, with Crossover Day, it's just working out in committee what that looks like or what's that going to look like in its final version. But just to kind of note, next week, there is a hearing on HB 1, which is the constitutional amendment, which is going to essentially place, the referendum for cannabis legalization on the ballot, and then cannabis reform, which is another bill that was introduced by Delegate Clippinger. Those hearings are coming up on March 23rd, which is next Wednesday. So be sure to get an idea of what's going on. This is probably going to be the last time that we hear or get an opportunity to really place our input on what's going on in this process. So keep an eye out. This is 444 legislative session. I believe in the power of those numbers. So I know that something good is going to happen. Something good is going to happen in our favor for sure. So like I mentioned, Crossover Day is coming up. So we have been talking about small business all year. Currently, we know that traditional marketing and traditional advertising isn't quite, sexy. It isn't quite legal. We're still waiting for traditional banking for cannabis businesses, ancillary businesses. I know folks who are on their third and fourth bank account. So we launched an initiative formally this month around small business and entrepreneurship in the cannabis space. In conjunction with our parent company, we'll be presenting some different types of content around starting, growing, and launching a business in the cannabis space. Specifically, and generally, we'll have some Maryland ease placed on that. And then also we'll be talking more about what our regional partners are doing and what some of our national colleagues are doing as it relates to building a business. So to kick that off, next week we'll be doing a couple of days live on YouTube. We're calling it our Cannabis Showcase, and we've been testing this model out over the last couple of weeks. So go ahead, tune in. We'll be sure to bring you that content. But of course, every Saturday is Small Business Saturday. We are spotlighting our local and regional small businesses. We've got a ton that we'll be spotlighting this Saturday in video form. So you'll get an opportunity to check out some of our operators, some of our leaders, some of our organizations, our ancillary businesses. I'm just so excited to kind of showcase the power of women in this space on our platform. And of course, tomorrow, well, not of course, but as we talk more about building small business, we've got a free webinar coming up tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So if you're free, this will live on our channel. So if you don't happen to catch us live, you can always come back and catch the replay. Launching your cannabis-based business in 2022. We're following our same model for game planning your cannabis career in 2022. And now we're talking about launching, growing, and building your cannabis-based business in 2022. So if you're free, Saturday, join us. We'll be there for just about an hour because I heard tomorrow's going to be nice. I know today is definitely going to be nice. So if you're out and about and getting ready for the weekend, be sure to tap in and check out if you're interested in starting your cannabis-based business, or if you even have a cannabis-based business currently. Cannabis, CBD, those commercials that come on the radio drive me crazy, but it's true. If you are looking to grow and launch your business in this booming industry, you have to get into the know. So launching your business, We'll be talking more about that. And then if you want to kind of network and meet with folks, we've got our connections coming up next week, March 23rd at 6:30. It'll be happening at EMC HQ2, which is also the Impact Hub in Baltimore, Maryland. Tickets for that event, it is a ticketed event, are live on Eventbrite. And I just want to let you know this is also produced in partnership with our parent organization, the Connected Ecosystem. So our connections, it's a part of our community series to bring together different perspectives in the cannabis ecosystem in a really nice space, right? We'll be talking more about starting, building, growing, and launching your cannabis-based business. And we'll also help you network and connect with others who are also looking to get connected, including some other things that we've got up our sleeve that we have been just building out and planning. I just cannot wait. I just cannot wait. It has been truly a long time coming. The frost of winter is gone. Come on, spring. We are ready for you here. And I'm super, super thankful that this episode and every episode is brought to you by our Patreon, our Explorers crew. They help power all of our products here in this space. So everything from our lives, every digital product, every in-person or virtual event that we have is sponsored by our Explorers crew. And guess what? They get access to a lot of things before they hit the airwaves. They've been hearing about what we've been building. They've also get access to all of our events. So if you're looking for a crew, if you're looking for a place to connect, I'll invite you. I invite you. We welcome you to the Explorers crew. And I mean, it's no better place to be in cannabis than to be with community. There'll be more about the membership crew because the price is going up, y'all. At the end of the month, our founders crew pricing absolutely ends. So if you're looking to get full access to what we're building and how we're building it for just $10 a month, go ahead and head over to exploremarylandcannabis.com/membership. All right. It looks like we are coming up on our time. I'm so happy that you were able to spend time with me on this lovely Friday or Saturday or whenever you're watching this. Remember, we've got a webinar coming up tomorrow. So if I don't see you at the webinar, I'm sure I'll see you next week as we flow out the rest of our small business content. Until then, I wish you well. Be safe. All right. And have a great weekend. Peace.